Hey everyone, welcome back to another video review. Today we're going to be looking at the Antec P280 case. And another thing we're going to have a look at is the Antec Lanboard. This thing right here. And I'm just going to keep this for a little bit later in the review, but of course now you know that we're also going to have a look at this. Alright, and this right here is the Antec P280 case. First of all, it looks great. Just have a look at it. It might remind you of some other nice looking cases, just like the Fractal Design R3 or the previous performance cases from Antec. I think it was the 180, 183. You know, those cases look really nice, and also this one looks stunning. It has a kind of sleek design and an overall, you know, very, yeah, just sleek is the good word here to use. Now this is actually a mid-sized tower case, but honestly I would almost consider it a big-sized tower because it's actually rather big. It's also got like 9 extension slots in the back, so I think this is rather entry level to big tower cases. But anyway, let's have a look at everything this case has to offer. Okay, now right here in the top of the case we have a microphone and headphone jack. We have 2 USB 2 ports and 2 USB 3 ports. Right underneath this we have a door, as you can see, with brushed aluminum, and it isn't very, or no, I'm sorry, it is very fingerprint resistant actually, and the door actually looks really nice. We open it, it's held into place with magnets, by the way. We can find behind it this, so 3 5¼ inch drive bays, or just bays, and underneath that an area for 2 120mm intake fans. These fans are not included, but you can install them right here behind the dust filter, which comes out very easily, and which you can also install back in very easily. Now the fans that you can find, or that you could install behind it, for that you need two screws each, and I think these screws are included to make it easier to install them. Just position them here and you screw them in. That's it. So maximum of 2 120mm fans there. Oh yeah, also before I forget, there is some noise or anti-noise material inside the door here. On the left side of the case there is nothing really going on. You get a plain side panel with no window or no fans, but note that the side panel has some noise insulation as well. And also note that here on the side you get the dust filter for the power supply unit. So it's not in the back, and honestly this is very good positioning for the dust filter in my opinion. On the other side, as you can see, there is also nothing going on, just a plain side panel. Alright, now on the rear of the case you can see the hole for the motherboard's I/O shield. You get an included 120mm exhaust fan. Also here you have all the controls for the fans that they include, so there's 2 more fans in the top here. I'll cover that in a second. So you have a control for these fans, so there are 3 fans in total in the case, and then you have the low setting and a high setting, and you just change it like that. So those are the dual cool fans from Antec, I think. I can see that both side panels have thumb screws. There is also some ventilation holes here where the cable management will go. There are 9 expansion slots, as I mentioned before, 2 grommeted holes for the cooling tube to go through, and in the bottom the hole for your power supply. Now as you can see on the top of the case you have the power and reset button, and the case swing around just off the little plate that it's on, so it's not that it's unstable, it's just not resting on its own feet at the moment. And then in the back here you have the 2 exhaust fans, the 2 120mm exhaust fans. Alright, now to finish the exterior of the case, on the bottom you just have the intake for the power supply, the power supply's fan, and you have 4 really nice looking feet actually. They have white rubber on the bottom so they don't scratch the surface, the surface that they're on, like your desk for example. They kind of have like a, I don't know, HTPC style feet kind of look, but yeah, they look really nice. They're black feet. Alright, and if you have a look at the interior of the case, you can see that it's all black. Everything is black. There are no other colors used inside. That looks really nice though. Yeah, first of all, you have a very big CPU cutout, a CPU retention plate cutout. You have enough space for a lot of form factors, very good, big form factors as well. You got a lot of cable management holes. These are all grommeted. We've also got some cable management holes in the top there. You have one here and also one right there, and these are of course very useful. You've got a lot of punch outs. I'll show you guys these in a second on the other side as well. You get a lot of punch outs for the cables, for cable management. You also have a little hole here and one here. These are actually for the metal plates that they have there for holding your PC power supply unit in place. But actually you can use those as well for cable management. Let's have a look at the rear. Alright, in the rear of the case you can see that there is a 120mm fan included, and also the two 120mm fans in the top there. And they are both, or no, all three, they are connected to a little PCB right there. And you just have to use a Molex connector to power up that PCB so the fans get their power. And then you can use the little fan controller, which I showed you in the rear there, to change the speed of the fans. So that is just connecting all the fans here with one Molex. So that's actually very useful, a very useful feature there. Then we have the 9 expansion slots in the back, and they all have thumb screws, as you can see. And underneath that is the place for the power supply, but there is no rubber holding it in place. It's just this plastic frame. So this plastic frame that holds the dust filter. So maybe there's gonna be noise from that if you don't have a very silent power supply, but normally that should be okay. But I'm just wondering what that would be right now. Anyway, continuing. So that's the case on the inside. In the front now, you have a direct connection for the USB 3 in the front, so that's very good, very useful also. Otherwise you're gonna have a cable running through the back, and it's very ugly. Most of the planet's very ugly. Alright, so you have 3 toolless 5 1/4 inch bays. These are toolless designs right here. And then you have 6 hard drive spots for 3.5 inch drives right underneath that. And of course on these hard drive cages, or no, hard drive brackets rather, you have very good rubbers, or rubber grommets, or whatever you could call it, for anti-vibration. And you can also install a 2.5 inch device on these. Now note, and I'm going to show you guys this like that, but you can also install two 2.5 inch devices here, so 2 SSDs for example can go in here, and then you still have room for, let's say, 6 hard drives if you really want to, so 6 3.5 inch hard drives. It's a very neat feature there. Also, there are 2 intake fans in the front here, but you can install 2 more 120mm fans right here. You just use these clips right here, you just push it in and it's in place, no screws needed. It's very useful, very good for airflow if you have a multi-graphics card setup or something like that. Very useful. Alright, and on the other side of the motherboard tray you can see these cable management holes. You can see all the room that you have. So yeah, there's a lot of punch outs. You have punch outs here, 6 of them, one more here, you got some here, very useful. You have room here and here, or just here to route cables. There's a lot of room actually. If we have a look here at the motherboard tray and then have a look here at the the ventilation here, it's actually that much room that you have for cable management. That's like about 3 centimeters of space, so that's almost, I'd say actually that's an inch of room. But yeah, a lot of room for cable management. I don't think that's going to be a problem. The grommets here, by the way, are very good quality. They don't just come out like that, so that's also very good. So yeah, that's it for the case. Alright, note that Antec also includes several things like the product overview sheet, and there's a small overview here of the case, and then you have a couple of zip ties and all the needed screws, which include standoffs, all the screws for the hard drives, extra rubber grommets and other things like that. Alright, in the beginning of the video I showed you guys something that I didn't really mention further in the review, so now I'm gonna mention it. This is the Antec Lanboard. And what is this for? Well, simply this is a board to put your case on when you're going to a LAN party, or just when you move your case around. And this is the board, of course, and it's a very useful thing that they actually sent me thought it was very interesting, you know, for summertime. If you have friends, you go over to their friend's house during summertime with your PC. I know, I do that a lot because I have vacation then, so I thought it's an interesting thing to show you guys. So you have 4 plastic wheels on this thing, very high quality, with 2 of these have brakes, as you can see. So the board itself, you know, it rolls very well, and together with that you get this, and this is actually the strips that you put around your case, and with the handle, and then you can actually pull it up and walk around with it if you're not rolling it around. So now I'm gonna put the case on this Lanboard and show you guys how that works. Alright, and right here the case is on the Lanboard, as you can see. So I did notice one thing here, and that is that the Lanboard isn't made for bigger cases, because the case here, only the back or the front feet rest on the plastic here, and the back feet, they're off the plastic. So that's not very good in my opinion, but I think it's just made for, you know, normal size mid-tower cases and not the bigger cases. So alright, take note of that. Other than that though, this is a lot of fun, and I'm just gonna make sure I can see myself on my camera, so I turn my screen around. You can pick it up like that. Very simple, very easy, as you can see. And all I had to do was just put these strips around, and you know, you have these. You can adjust the size, so you can have bigger cases, smaller cases, and as I said, I would actually suggest smaller cases in general for this. But yeah, this is very useful, very practical if you're moving around a case. If you're moving a case around a lot, you know, you can just leave it on and use your case like that. So actually that's very practical. Alright, and I just quickly thought, why not show it with my old Antec 900 case. This case is the perfect size for this. All the feet rest on the Lanboard. You can drive around, no issue at all. A lot of fun. You can pick it up, put it down, very easy. And you can adjust the size here, so because there's a height difference here, that is very practical. Alright, so that's a top tip from CCReviews for LAN parties. Use the Antec Lanboard. Alright, and I finished the build in the case. Now some of you will say, whoa, wait, what is that inside that case? Was that hardware? Yeah, it's hardware, but it's older hardware, it's an older computer system. I just gotta clarify something here. I am using this older PC system of mine quickly to build inside the cases now. I'm using my other system, you know, I'm getting everything ready to go to university, so I slowly gotta change a couple of things in my habits in CCReviews as well, because, you know, not everything can stay the same all the time. But yeah, so I'm using this system right now, and this system shows everything that should be shown in a video review. It does not, you know, you don't see a graphics card there, but there is no trouble installing a graphics card in this case, so it's not really worth putting or finding something or to put in there or build my computer again in this PC. So I'm using this old system to build inside it, and this shows exactly what needs to be shown, and it shows whether it's comfortable to build a PC in this or not. Alright, so we'll continue. First of all, as I said, cable management in this case is no problem at all. It has shown itself here that it's very easy to do. You even, you know, I actually, because I didn't install a graphics card, I did put a cable here, PCI Express cable, and on the other side, if you quickly have a look, and I love this table, you know, the cable management is done in, I'm just saying, 5 minutes right here. So 5 minutes, you don't need to do more if you really want to close it down quickly. There is enough space now to cover everything here. You can put a side panel on easily. But yeah, 5 minute job for cable management. Doesn't look too good compared to other things that I've done or that other people have done, I know, but that's not what I'm going for. It's a review, so don't judge the cable management. fact though is that the cables are all on this side, and that here it's quite clean. The airflow can go through the case very easily. Now also, the tool design here is very good. You have to just push the hard drive, or what I'm saying, the 5 1/4 inch drive in. Nothing more. You just have to push it in. That's it. The little plastic lip here then kind of pushes itself in the holes, and that's all you have to do. If you want to take it out, you just pull this part here and push out the 5 1/4 inch drive. The installation of hard drive just needs screwing 4 screws. Very simple. Power supply. It is resting on plastic. It makes a little bit of noise, but not really annoying noise, so it's all good there. What else? Yeah, there's a lot of room to install your motherboard, as you can see. This is made for larger motherboards as well, so you know, for a standard ATX motherboard, no problem at all. And I gotta mention that you can actually install a 240mm radiator in the top here. Can't forget that. And yeah, so on this side, very clean, no problems. So let's go over this side once more. As you can see, I used a couple of punch outs here because they're very useful. I always like that they're here. Could have used more here, but I just wanted to use as less zip ties as possible. You have large CPU cutouts, so for the retention plate, so that you're always going to see it. Yeah, enough room. You can put the side panel on easily, so no trouble at all. For building a PC in this, it's very, very good. Alright, so a final conclusion on this case. Well, it's a brilliant case, we cannot lie, that's just a fact. The design looks great. You have noise insulation on the side panels, and I don't think I've shown this, but yeah, there is noise insulation. That's the kind of black square that you see here, so the edges here. Alright, but this does make the case a lot heavier. The side panels are quite heavy, but the case without the side panels is actually very lightweight. But if you think it seems heavy, if you see the specifications, that's because of the side panels and the noise insulation. You also have noise insulation in the front panel here and all those other places, like the grommets on the hard drive brackets. Alright, so very silent indeed. So I said the design is also very nice. Building a system in this case is very simple. You have a lot of options. You can install a radiator in the top here. There's enough room for that. You have 9 expansion slots, so actually this is rather more a big size tower, even though they say it's a mid-sized tower, but I actually go for a big size tower with this. You have a lot of hard drive space as well. Very good cooling. This is good for gaming. Yes, it's very good for gaming. It's good for whatever you want to do with it. Gaming, home server, a home theater PC, it's all good. Cable management goes very easily, so as you can see, didn't really have to do that much, but the side panel goes on quite easily as well. Alright, so build quality overall is also very good, and this is why I'm giving this case the Brilliant Award. Are there a few negative things? Well, perhaps that I find it somewhere having some cheap, a little feeling of cheapness in some small details, but it's not really that much of an issue, and probably because I've seen cases that are more expensive and have a little bit better build quality. But yeah, I'm going for a Brilliant Award, also because this case is around 120 euros. It's quite good actually. It competes with the Fractal Design R3 or R4 now. And it also kind of has the look. It does compete with the other Antec P performance cases also, but this one looks great. So yeah, I'm not gonna say much more about this. I think I'm clear now. But if you have any more questions, just leave them here in the comment area or on our forums. You can also visit the forums, of course. I'm gonna have a full list of pros and cons on the video reviews page on our website, so you can visit that. Description box, links in the description box. And yeah, comments if you want, like and subscribe if you haven't yet. and I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, by the way, thanks to Antec for sponsoring us.